Hi, I'm Jill Shedd, a speech and language pathologist at Mount Carmel Elementary School with Henry County Schools. Our topic today is general articulation skills and strategies for supporting speech sound development. That's a mouthful. Henry County Schools uses a widely accepted scale of phonological development based on research that shows when the majority of students this age actually achieve these sounds. Now, there's a big difference between producing the sounds in isolation and producing them in connected speak, we call sentences. Some things to look for when you suspect that there might be a problem include whether or not you can understand the gist of what the student is trying to say, and if there are any patterns of errors that might be predictable. These are signs that speech is actually emerging, and we can support this development by demonstrating the value of a child's speech attempts to make sure they feel like their message is important. Now, when you can't make sense of the sound errors, or if they change, like for example, when a student is groping for certain sounds, barking certain sounds, there might be an actual disorder of articulation or phonology, and an evaluation to get to the bottom of that speech behavior would be essential. So some things that you can do to promote the best production for your child's speech is to think about how a person who is hard of hearing needs to see and hear your speech in order to follow along with what you're saying. Now, this is only a matter of perspective and not stereotyping individuals with hearing impairments. Please understand me. But if you are in a loud environment, you would take extra care to articulate and enunciate and even show with your face how the words look to someone who might be across the room. You would also speak deliberately in order to show how words go together, such as with familiar patterns. I like to use the phrase, take a bath. Now, I don't usually say, go upstairs to take a bath. Instead, I use the inflection for go upstairs to take a bath. It's take a bath. And it's a familiar pattern that they would hear over and over. My kids are famous for that. I think about the prediction function of my phone that fills in the words that go together. You know what I'm talking about, right? Well, there's another great idea to talk about sound placement and distinctive features. Now, I understand not everybody is as geeky about speech sounds like I am, but it's really kind of fun for kids to play with speech sounds by making nonsense words sometimes with different sounds. Now, you have to start by really making a big deal about where the sound hits inside your mouth. We, as SLPs, talk about the front of the mouth, p, b, m. Those are sounds that develop at the very beginning of our expressive skills. We talk about the back of the throat or the back of the mouth because the back of your tongue is actually what's hitting your throat. G, those are sounds that are in the back. And in the middle of your mouth, where your tongue might play against the back of your teeth or the top of your palate. Those are those are the kinds of things that kids can hold on to. They can feel them, they can talk about them, and it's fun to come up with different nonsense words that goes with all of those sounds. Vowels too are made somewhere in the middle. You see my tongue is touching anything. Oh, ooh, my tongue is touching anything, but my face changes to change the sound of that vowel. Now, this has an added bonus. This is the bonus. When a kid starts learning letters and sounds and their correspondence, they start thinking of how the letter sounds go together to make real words. That's pretty important when it comes to spelling and writing. Well, these are just a few of the strategies that help us do our work with any age child in the school, but it's also a fun way of getting things started for us. I'll bet it would be a fun way for you to get communication started in your family or in your household. try just a few of these ideas and contact your school speech pathologist if you have any more information needed. I'm Jill Shedd with Henry County Schools.